So welcome to the channel, guys, but before we get into today's video, I'm proud and excited to show you a kit that I've made that allows you to run the 312mm brakes on the front of your Golf Mark 3 GTI 16 valve and VR6 5x100 cars. Now the kit consists of 6 parts. So the first 2 parts are these spacers. These are the spacers that you need that go in between the hub and the carrier, and they space the carrier perfectly so it centralizes the carrier onto the disc. These are made out of aluminium. The 2 reasons why I've used that of aluminium is 1, they don't corrode, and 2, they're very light. The next 4 parts of the kit are bolts, basically. So these are 10mm longer than the original bolts, and they also are the same grade as the original bolts, which is 10.9. So they have the same tensile strength as the original bolts. So you're safe as houses with these bolts and this adapter kit. Right, so what I'm going to do for you guys is the first 6 sets I'm going to be doing at a discounted price. The original retail price on these would have been $15.95, and they will be $15.95, but for the first 6 sets I'm going to be doing you guys a deal at $12.95. Now if you're in the UK, that's an amazing deal because that includes free shipping. Unfortunately, if you're outside the UK, you will have to be paying shipping on top of that, but it's still a great deal. So that's it, guys. Let's get back to today's video. So welcome, guys, to another Resto Designs video. In today's video, we're going to be covering how to beat Brexit. As some of you may have seen in previous videos, dismantled a 3.5. Originally, that car was going to go to Portugal, complete, and now I was going to just dismantle it there and take all the bits I needed and sell off what I didn't need and scrap the car. Brexit kicked in, COVID kicked in. I had stuck with the car here, so I broke the car here and I put everything on a pallet thinking I could send it all down to Portugal. Little did I know, like I've just mentioned, Brexit kicked in and I still haven't been able to actually get this pallet or even get a quote to send this pallet to Portugal. I need a plan. The plan of sending the pallet isn't working. I need to get to Portugal and I need to finish this project, this open air GT TDI project done. So moving on to that. My plan to beating Brexit is this. So this is my plan to beating Brexit. It's a Mark 4 Golf GT TDI. Yep, so I'm going to sneak the stuff in. The plan is I'm not going to fill the car up like I have done in the past with previous Mark 4 Golfs I've taken to Portugal, where I filled them up to the roof. I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold the seats down. And all I'm going to put is the stuff up to basically to window height. Keep the partial self on it and just cover it so it looks like it's not loaded up at all. So yeah, so once it's all loaded and I can actually see the level, the height it's going to be at, I'm sure it's going to have a bit of reverse rake. So at that point I will then adjust the rear coilovers so that it's actually sitting perfectly level, so I don't draw too much attention to myself, that I've kind of got the car fully loaded and I can just sneak into Portugal with no issues. So let's run through this car quickly. I can't remember the name of this colour, but it's actually really quite a nice colour. It's kind of like a silvery grey colour. To me it just looked grey or blue, like a bluey grey. Got the old rust worm. It's got a few London scuffs on it, but on the whole it's pretty tidy. And it's originally a car that was done by the firm. So for you guys that actually used to read PVW, still read PVW the magazine, you'll know full well who the firm is. I think they still deal with all their cars. I haven't read the magazine in how many years. So this car has TT comps. It's running 312s at the front, standard brakes at the back. It's a no spoiler option. Some of them have, some of them don't in the UK. It's also a winter pack car, which has, these are not original Xenons, these are aftermarket stuff. And got the headlamp washers. Unfortunately the caps are missing I think one of the caps got broken when someone tried to steal the cap on that. Also, as part of the winter pack that I think sold quite well in the UK, it hasn't got the Recaros, but it also doesn't have the poverty spec seats. These are the in-between ones. They also has a heated seats which work, so it's pretty cool. Leather steering wheel. Coilovers. It's running actually H&R coilovers. It's running a front man intercooler, which has been hidden. It's also, if you can see there, it's got that little chin spoiler has been cut. That's due to it actually has a oil cooler tucked into that corner, and that's it. So now I think the first port of call, now that I've introduced it to the car, give this engine a good steam clean, and then pull this bumper off and see where the boost leak is, and show you guys what the front mount intercooler looks like on this. I'm quite intrigued to see what it's like. Okay, given the engine bay a once over, it looks very, very different now. I don't like to work on an engine bay when it's all dusty and dirty, so giving that a clean. So now I'm just going to take this bumper off and diagnose where the boost pipe is split, or if something's broken, what needs to be adjusted, or maybe hopefully it's just a Jubilee clip it might just need. Okay, so let's remove this front bumper. Bumper off. So first thing I did was I actually removed, and this was actually slipping because actually the bit where the grip is actually there, the Jubilee clip was there and it kept on moving. So what I did was I basically degreased it and moved the clip literally right on top of where, you know, that kind of, the little grips are on the end of the pipe, so that doesn't move, and tightened it up with that, because with a screwdriver you're not going to get it done. So 7mm, it's really good for that. But anyway, I removed it, and I got my friend to rev it up, and I blocked the pipe to make sure the boost leak was, you know, not on the inlet manifold or somewhere else, and it wasn't. So there was no kind of pressure when I put my hand there. There was no pressure pushing my hand away. So I took the front bumper off, which isn't too bad on these. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T30s or T35s, I think it is, and then a couple of T25s on the mud guards on either side, and it slides off. So this is what the front mount intercooler looks like. It's pretty cool. It's a twin pass one. Looks pretty nice. It almost looks Forge-ish, and it might be a Forge intercooler, which means that's good money right there for that. And there's the oil cooler as well on the side. So someone's really going to get a nice Christmas gift come early, I think. Whoever picks up this car in Portugal, it's going to be a good deal on this. Okay, so boost leak. I've had a quick look, and what did I find? Apart from this also having water injection, which doesn't seem to be plumbed in, but it does have it. I might actually remove that and keep that for myself. This was loose. It looks like the screws that was holding this in place, the bolts that was holding this in place, have actually come off. So got some new 10mm. Just going to tighten this up and put the bumper on. So that's a real result. So there you have it, bolted on. I'm sure that'll be the problem. It's sorted then, because it was literally just hanging down. That's probably why it drove the way it drove as well. got the last wheel off and it's checking at the back of the suspension. Check the shock's all good, as you can see, H&R. And also, actually, I just noticed it's got also Powerflex polyurethane rear bushes as well. And there was also a little sneaky shot of the rear anti-roll bar, definitely not an eye-back, so it's like a H&R. So this car is really sorted, polyurethane bushes all round, H&R coilovers, H&R front and rear anti-roll bar. It's going to be a shame to break it, but it is what it is. Whew. So yes, I think I've broken this back, all the heavy bits at the bottom, and we're nowhere near my height limit of the partial self. So yeah, that's all gonna fit in there, I think, more than comfortably. So this is what's actually left to go in, which are those panels. It's not gonna take up much. The 2 steering wheels, the skirts, the watches, the strut brace, the grills, those 2 calipers, clocks and charge cooler. That's easy gonna fit in the space that's available. Okay, let's get it on. Okay, so we've got everything in. Now, as you can see, it's sitting way too low on the rear. So, and with these smaller tyres, it doesn't help. So what I'm gonna do is actually gonna just jack it up and get this car sitting level so it doesn't look like it's loaded up. So I'm under the Golf with the H&Rs, and you gotta love this kit. Literally, there isn't the normal platform that you kind of rotate. It's got this 10mm Allen key that kind of goes on there, literally, and just winds it up. It took me all of 5 minutes, absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to do the same on this side. Okay, so that took all of 5 minutes. I'm not complaining, they only took 5 minutes, but yep, those adjusters, literally, they're at the max, it won't go any higher, and it's about as far as it goes. So because of that, it's made it level, so there's no point me actually raising the front, because then it'll just look wrong again with the reverse rake on it. Okay, it's the middle of the afternoon and I'm ready to beat Brexit, or try to beat Brexit. So the car's all loaded up. As you saw, it's really low, it's scraped coming out of the barn. Only thing I've got left to do now is stick the number-plates on. The reason I've taken the number-plates off, so it's all, you know, COVID operation, it's undercover, you know, smuggling my car parts into Europe. So let's see if I can beat Brexit. So yeah, so hopefully by this time next week, I'll be in sunny Portugal and working on the Mark III open air, and also be able to drive my Bon Jovi again. So please join me for the next installment of Beat Brexit.